Alright, Stewie. Okay, having a look at the pond. It's in a good condition at the moment, but I'm just going to give you an update on how the progress has gone, what's happening. So you may remember I did have a cereal box in there full of K1, and this chamber here was a bit shallower and had less of the bacci house media in. So the changes that I made is I've made that a lot deeper with about 6 trays in there, and then cut out the bottom of all of the trays apart from the very bottom, so that it actually takes a lot more media. And then I had like a big cereal box full of K1 in here, and to speed up the flow it was travelling through here into this chamber, and then the pump was going straight out into the pond, which there was no gravity for the pump to be dealing with, and so it was kind of going at a faster rate. And I hoped that maybe all this bacci house media in there would be enough, but also I had another pump here going up, and that was just feeding into a shower at 800 litres an hour. But obviously that didn't have a mechanical filter, but I just hoped with the pump raised quite high that not much would go in. I did have a slight issue with the pipe was broke. It didn't break, but it came apart here, so I was actually drawing in water straight, and this wasn't being used for a couple of days. But what's ended up happening, where I've kind of adjusted the system and trying to refine it going 2 steps forward, I've probably ended up having to take 1 step back, because having the K1 in there, it's all great, but when you want to get the dirt out of the K1, you need to take it off, put it in a bucket, take the lid off the bucket, empty all the K1 out, put the lid back on, and then put it back in, which is quite a faff. And really, to take this off, put it in the mop bucket, and then get another version of these and secure it back on, then you're just up and running straight away. And then in my own time, I can just like clean the sponge off in the sink, and that's the mechanical filter. But having a great big chamber here, most of the sediment settles to the bottom, and then I can just siphon it out every day, and that's working. And it reduces the rate in which the sponge fills up, but that sponge is acting like a decent mechanical filter. It's doing the job, especially as there's a big settlement chamber. And then having the pump come right the way through to this shower, really I think most of the biological is happening in this shower. And yeah, there's all the talk about it being good for nitrate, but really it's doing a very good job for the ammonia and the nitrite. So yeah, that chamber there plus this here is doing a great job for the ammonia and the nitrite, and the nitrates are down quite low as well. I'll show you. So this is the nitrate reading, so not bad at all, but that's a result of having the Phos X in there, I think. So now we're at a system that's working well. The ammonia's down, the nitrate's down, the pond's pretty happy, there's plenty of air getting into it. That's the other thing, is having the shower here with more water pumping through. The more water is being broken up, and therefore the more air that's channeling through. And the issue I did have was the noise, but it's not too noisy now. It's a lot quieter than it was. But yeah, I've probably gone 2 steps forward trying to refine it. The improvements that are here to stay is this is actually quite lower, and that is lower. So when the water travels in, the pump is submerged a lot more. So after a couple of days, it doesn't like starve itself of water, where it reduces in the level. So I had to change this sponge every 2 days. Now I can get away with like a lot longer, probably about a week. But the good thing about it, almost the water pumping out after a week, is it makes you keep on top of it. So yeah, that works. But yeah, there we go. So a couple of steps forward, 1 step back, but it's working well now. And some aspects of the old setup have ended up sticking, which just goes to show it's is working. So if it's not broke, really, don't fix it. Just a couple of tweaks in terms of the water travelling through. So it's a better flow, and this here is quieter. But the actual filter aspect, the sponge, submerged bacci house media, and then a small stack here of 2 chambers of a shower, is certainly doing the job. All right, cheerio.